Hello everyone over on YouTube. Let's try and get it over onto Facebook. Going live there. 1 second. Hello. Got a bit of the donor of life happening here. Alright, there we go. And now, so we're on there. There, my laptop's just gone to energy saver mode. Hello. I'm getting there, I promise. Hello, Tina. 1 second. Here we go. And then, there we go. Okay. Hello. Righty-o. So we were here on Saturday doing last week's mixed media class, which was this lovely canvas here. Absolutely beautiful. So that was last Saturday, and now we are back again 2 days later to do this week's mixed media class because we were a little bit in catch-up mode, but now we're fully caught up. And the journal goes this way. Well, we can convince ourselves that we're fully caught up. And I might try and do is I kind of want to do a portrait one, not a landscape one this time. So we're going to flip our journal so it's going this way up. And I kind of want to do something this air balloon because I think it's quite cute. See? It just looks cute. We can have it here and have some text going like up and away. I'm also going to use the new black and white paint pens. I had a go at using them the other day, like last night on artwork, and I'll just show you Daisy. So this is the kids art journaling class, kids class art journal. All of them are in. So this was Daisy with that paint pen in there. So that's the little black and white lines and stuff. That is the paint pen. Oh, hello, Di. So, yeah, we're going to use that because it is fantabulous. Like, look at that. The paint pens are amazing. Oh, hello, Diane. Okay, so we got all of those. And I want to use my text stencil. Not the script one, the one that's got like the little separate stencil words on it. And then letters. Okay. Nope. It might still be in the ring, which is interesting. I do use it quite often, but maybe not lately. Okay. 1 second. Quite interesting. I'm going to find it at the moment. Give me one more moment. Because I'm definitely certain I want to use this stencil, and I swear it was here on the ring. No. Sure, I've definitely used it recently. Mom, have you seen the stencil with like the letters on it?
Like the ABC on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope.
Oh, Dairy Doctor. You know what? I would have been the one to lose it too.
Yep.
Can't blame anyone else for this one. It's a bit of a solid moment, isn't it?
Did you find your pencil?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, 1 second. I do have a secondary pile.
You do have a secondary file.
I just remembered I have a pile off to the side because I'm a bit behind on making my bundles. So I've started making them all tonight. Well, this evening for class, and I've got a fair way. I've only got 2 more to make. It's in the secondary pile. See, I'll put in the stencils that I've been using off to the side until the end of uni. I know. I need to get a bit better at organising. Okay, here we go. Got my stencil that I was looking for.
In what free time?
Yeah, well, good point. Might get a bit more organised in the next century. Okay, here we are. So I've got my stencil that I was looking for and my hot air balloon. And now my rice paper. So I want this to kind of look like a bit like a, you know, when you wake up or when you or when the sun sets, and it's like a nice little, I think it's called dusk, where it's like purple and pink, the sky. That's kind of what I'm going for. So let me just get open my modeling paste. No, that's the opening. There we go. Okay. Now what I want to do is get a little bit of a light coat
Obvious.
on there. Seated.
Yeah. Now to do some training.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, apparently I've got to do 2 subjects of online training at college.
Oh, there you go.
I've got to take my glasses with me. Because you guessed one up at school.
Alright. And let's just keep coming in. And I don't want like a super thick coat. Just want like a little bit of a nice thin coat of modeling paste. And this just means that when we put down our rice paper, it's going to like go into the texture paste that the modeling is creating. So let's just grab a bit more. It's not 100% smooth because my palette knife already has, it's been pre-texturized by me not cleaning it after using it with probably modeling paste beforehand. So, which is okay because by the time we mix and mingle the rice paper in, it won't be the end of the world. Okay. There we go. So now let's get this one here. Just need to clean the rim here. This is my problem here. Found it. So if your modeling paste gets on the edges here, it actually dries in the little bit, and then what happens is that it doesn't close or open properly. Bye, Dad. Cinnamon.
Oh my sake. Isn't that what everyone?
So just clearing that bit off fixes that problem. There we go, some maintenance. And now let's come in. And I've got 2 pieces of rice paper. I've got this Peace and Joy one with the pink hearts, and can't remember what that one's called. And then I've got the Tropical Ambience purple feather collage type one. So we're just going to come in. Start ripping these down. Now I'm not going to bother sealing it until I finish sticking down all my bits of rice paper. So I'm just going to push it and rub it down. So we're going to grab another one of these. And I've left a good 1/2 centimetre off my spine on both sides. And that's just so then we don't have to do any spine work and we don't damage it. Gets a bit hard if you damage the spine of your art journal to create in it. Speaking from experience. Okay. So let's just come and grab another one of these and tear it up. So we're going to start with the purple rice paper first. And get a little bit down. Okay. So that purple's now down, and let's come in with the pink. Just come in and put a bit of the pink down. So the beauty is that our pink's going to be our main color because we've got 2 different rice paper patterns of the pink, whereas we've only got one of the purple. So our purple is going to be like a bit of a feature color once we come in with it. So let me just keep going. Down, and then grab a bit more. That one. Just keep coming in, and we kind of fill the gaps a little bit. Because then what we're going to do is, once we're happy, and I'm pretty happy with that, just going to come in and use our finger to really get the air bubbles out, which they all seem to be out, which is great, and then to kind of blend in the seams. We might need to grab out a little bit more modeling paste, but I think I might actually grab out some white paint for the next bit, just so that we can make it over the spine there and add a bit of colour there, so it doesn't look so obvious that we've left a gap. Right, just give me one quick second. So that's that there, and then let's grab out the white paint and the palette of doom. This palette just keeps getting more full of paint. It's the thing, isn't it? Okay, here we go. I'm just going to make sure it's not blurry. Sorry. I have been checking that because it was fairly blurry the other day when we were doing class, and it was just a little bit annoying at first. I think it was because everyone in our neighbourhood was on the internet on Saturday night. It does stretch it a little bit thin on Saturday night when people are, you know, watching and all the rest of it. I don't know if anyone else has that, but sometimes we find our internet is a bit slower on the weekends when everyone's at home. Like in our neighbourhood, not just in our house. Okay. And then, so just keep coming in, and this bit here is not quite stuck down. There we go. Just blending it in and giving it that pastel look is what we're aiming for. We're going to add to this pastel look just a little bit with our pink, but how we're going to do it is we're actually going to use our acrylic ink to get that pastel look. So let me just grab this violet, and I swear we had a pink one, but no, okay. So what we might do, let's just grab this light pink and put it in with our white there. Not too much. We might use the violet ink, but I actually don't know now. 1 minute, we'll put that there. Hold off on using it, and then what we want to do is, I don't want to grab that whole pile of pink because that's just a little bit too dark. I just want to grab a little bit with most of our white. And where we haven't got that rice paper down, come in and do a little bit of stencil, a little bit of gesso brushing. So it's just going backwards and forwards at random. Giving it that tinge of pink. Now this tinge of pink is going really well, and then if we just there's not stuck down. There we go. Sorry. Sometimes working wet on wet means that we don't always have. Wait, I might skip a few bits, so that's why we always come in, do a bit of double checking as we go. So we've got this. Oh, hello, Sarah. Oh, you're from Sweden. Wow. Nice to meet you. We're from Australia. Hello. You can probably tell from my accent, actually. Okay. So that's us with our light pink down. And then what we want to come and do is we just want a little bit of this violet. And we're going to grab a sponge, not a brush, a sponge. Because what we want to do is we kind of want to blend in this darker color just on 3 areas. So then we get like a nice rounded composition. So if we just come in, now the sponge is going to absorb most of the ink, which is fair enough. And this is why we did put modeling paste down originally. So then when we come in and do it, it is still, yes, a darker color, but it isn't like, oh my gosh, like a, you know, fluoro paint on black. It's just nice and light. Is it okay? What are you doing?
It reflects off the ceiling.
Oh,
And I put it
okay.
on the brighter colour mode.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my mum was just fixing up my lighting. I'm still getting a little bit used to my new rig. It's
There's no rig, it's just a thing.
It's just like, it's not actually like a rig anymore. It's quite nice to create though, because I can go, I've got a lot more freer movement now than what I did have in my past videos. Okay, so just coming in, and we want to add, so like I said, we just want this in 3 spots. Okay, and then you'll see why in a second. Just trying to get a little bit more along the spine area here. I just don't want it to be so obvious that we didn't put rice paper there, so I'm just coming in and really getting in there. And this is just a makeup sponge. It's quite good. Now, just making sure that rice paper that I've dabbed on is, yep. We are working wet on wet, and it is winter over here, so things aren't drying as quick as what they do in our summer classes. Right, there we go. So, you know, we live in the subtropics for a reason. It's because we're cold frogs. Okay, so that's our page so far. Now, what I want to kind of to do is I want to come in and stencil around my hot air balloon, I think, and do like, it may be up here or down here even, but maybe up there. And then put the words like up, 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 and away, you know? Because we've got, well, we don't have the and symbol, but we've got the U and the P, and we've got all the letters, so we can do it. We could just put the word flying maybe, or up, which would be quite cool down the bottom here. So let's come in. The question is, do we put it, I think we put it up the top. It is a hot air balloon. We could put it like that there, maybe. Now, I know you can't see it because it is a white linen cut, but what we're going to come and do, we're just going to get a bit of this purple, the light purple, and then we're actually going to get a bit of modeling paste because we want our stencil of this to have a bit of lift, a bit of raise to it, so a bit of body, unlike the white paint. So we're just going to come in and put a little bit of gesso down. I hope that's not wet still. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Probably should have checked that. And then just come in. Give it a bit of a mix. That's it. Okay, and now where is that? There we are. Our stencil brush. Or these ones called a jumbos. They used to all be called chunkies, which was quite easy because it was just one word. But anyway, this is the jumbo one. Just getting a fair amount on there. And then coming in and dabbing it on. And the reason why we're dabbing it is so then we can get a little bit of that texture. And then it also makes it easier for us to blend out the seams of our air balloon. And I'll show you what I mean when I lift it. So we're just going to come and do this maybe a little bit faster than what I'm going. Although it's not summer. Summer it would already be drying, which is, you know, great for summer aspects, but not so good on other ones. Or we could do 2 hot air balloons going up. Okay. Now, we just lift. Go. And then we come in down here. There we go. And just keep dabbing down here, and then that one. Then we come and do a small one down here. You know what? That stencil that I went looking for, I don't even know if I'm going to use it now. It's questionable. Okay, so let's just come in and dab this one down here now. Sorry, I know the camera grip moves when I do this. I'm so sorry. Okay, so there we go. Oh. Right, now that's lifted up our rice paper. I'm going to actually leave that to dry because it will dry quite nice. So I'm going to come and do, without ruining my stenciling, I'm actually going to come in and re-stick that rice paper down. Now, to avoid that while you do it at home, all you have to do is just make sure it dries in between the layers. Quite simple when you think about it. I just don't really have time during our class, especially because it is winter and modelling paste. Okay, so now what we want to come and do, so I need a bit more of that white paint out. I might have to cut the tube. I think we're up to the point where we are nearly out of, yes, okay. The fun part. You only do this once, like, you know you're going to use it. So then you can get out the final little bit there. Just get in there, scrape it up. No point in wasting any bit of the tube. And then, oh, I've also got that. So just grabbing a bit of that white first. Just coming in. And using that white around the edges with our sponge just to move it. And that bit there is really not wanting to restick, is it? 1 second. And then just blending out the edges a little bit more. It was easier to do this bit because our modeling paste was wet when we came in and did the stenciling. So it's pretty much already done it with the chunky brush. Stencil brush, I mean. So it's not too bad. Okay, so now we get to add in the little details. So if we come in now and dry this real quick. Give it a bit of a dry. Yes, not letting it dry gives it definitely a little bit more character along the way. Let's just keep going here. So we're just going to come in and give it a fair whack because we want to be able to use our new paint pens. So There we go. And with these paint pens, you've got the broad tip, but tonight we're going to use the fine, which look how good that is. Fancy wearing a beauty. I'm cold. I will admit to that. I'm sorry. I know that my cold is nothing compared to everyone else's. But, you know, I do look good in a beanie. I will say that. I have learnt that. And this beanie is really comfortable. Mum and Dad got it from New Zealand this year, so. And then I've commandeered it because, you know, it's great. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I don't know. I think black might be a little bit too harsh. We might come in with white first. It's quite soft. Hold up. Let's just come in and, but it is thin. Okay, we will paint over it if it's a mistake. So let's go somewhere where if it's a mistake, it's not bad. So now we're just going to come in and outline our hot air balloons as best as possible because it is, like I said, fairly wet. And if you get paint on the nib, just come in and clean it off. It's really simple. And you'll just do it as you go. Ideally, you would wait for your page to be fully dry before doing this. Come in. That's good. Thank you. Just been a little bit wary.
Well, you can tell Tina where all systems go at waiting for them to come through with the goods, but we're back on.
Okay, I think Tina heard you. Queens. Okay, just cleaning off that paint as we go. Rice paper is not the quickest collage element to dry too, by the way, so just... There we are, all fixed. So I'm just not breaking the rice paper. There we go. And it's probably good that it's like not like a solid like straight on line too. Not thinking about it. Right, and then just coming in and fully giving it a clean. And now let's do this one over here. It's got to be less wet. Come in and just scallop it away. So we're just coming in and giving it enough light. Oh, you're off camera. Not again. Okay, 1 second. Right. There we go. Should be able to see this a bit clearer now. the benefits of the new rig.
What's the matter?
Oh, just was too far away. The thin outline we were doing, so I've just moved it a fair bit closer. And then just coming in, and giving it a little bit of a line. So by doing it the thin way, with the thin lines. Oh, hello, back. By doing it with thin lines, it means that like it's not overpowering the outline, but you can. It just makes it so much easier to see the hot air balloon. Let me just come in and clean that tip again. So just cleaning off that tip and getting, so then we can come in. And then we have lost this bit of it, so let me just try and come in and get the outline going there. I'm just kind of guessing from my other three right now. There we go. Yeah, I was a bit worried that the black might overpower, but because of how thin the pen is, it's actually not bad. It looks really good. And then I think what we can come and do, so I'm just going to check the dryness before I come and do this bit, but we can like add like a few lines coming out of our hot air balloon here. Like just, they're not big lines, like, you know, they're quite small. Probably could be considered more dots. Just giving them a little bit more. Oh, of course I left out the body, right? Yeah, it's all wet. It's about working on wet on wet on wet. Can we get a close up? Okay, yeah, I can lift that one. Just give me 1 second. So let me just lift it quite quickly. Right, there we go. So that's the top page there. And this is the bottom page here. So you can see where the little dots are and everything. So it looks quite sketchy up close, but when you lay it down just a little bit further, it's a beautiful character to it. And then what we might come and do is we're going to use the broad bit of the white pen.
Pens are good. I
Yeah.
find it a little bit harder than the
They don't have
Pilot. They're a little scratchier, but they're
Yeah.
still really, really nice to use.
So the nib compared to the Pilot pens is that they're a little bit harder. They're not like so flexible, I think you'd call. Like, it's not that they're not flexible, but it's
They're not as soft.
not as soft. They're a little bit more, I don't want to say chalky, but they've got that kind of consistency
Very
sometimes.
opaque.
Very opaque. So
It's very nice. Very, very nice there.
we just can come in.
Like it's all in one pen.
Yeah. I also like that they're a 2-pack too, so
Yeah, so we get one each.
exactly. Well, Mum's a bit happy about that. It means that we get one each. She doesn't have to share her teaching pen with me, because
We share everything.
I'm not known very well for taking care of some of my art supplies. I have a little bit of a bad reputation when it comes to that. So just coming in.
Hey, we saw my desk this morning. Should have brought home the car.
Good point. Okay, and then just coming in and adding a little bit of white around that bit there. So it's just adding a few highlights in, not too much, not too little. You probably won't see them fully once it's dry, to tell you the truth, because that modeling paste is going to come a little bit more through. But the point is that we can get a little bit of a highlight going. There we go. There we are. And then we just sit that like so right now. We can come and do, let's grab the paint tube we've got that we've cut open to get the last little bit of white. Just come in and smudge that edge in, and then come in and smudge that edge in there. So it's just about getting it a little bit more cloud-like. So coming in, I know, adding in more white. Oh my gosh. It does seem sometimes a little bit ridiculous, but it's definitely going to look nice. And then we just add a bit more over here. And now, if we lift the frame just a little bit so you can see. There we go. It in full view. So that is our page so far. I'm just wondering if it needs anything else. I'm not 100% sure if it does. I won't be sharing my art supplies with you. Yeah, that's okay. Beck, that's fine. Just wondering. I do like how it is. The only thing that I probably want to do is if I can get it a bit dry over here. Can then come in a bit of a do another one. And do on that, and then and now a little bit here and here, and then one down here as well. 7, 8, So I'm just doing an odd number of these. So let me just lift it. So they're quite small little details, but I think it definitely matches the pastel look we've gone for. So I actually think that might be our art journal page done for tonight. I know it's quite simple, but it does look very beautiful. So that one there is our mixed media class for tonight done, I believe. This bundle will be up by tomorrow because I'm going through and making all the bundles. And then actually no, I've got 3, so I've got 4 more bundles to make to be fully caught up, which I know sounds bad, but it's not that bad. And then
to keep an eye on their emails,
yes.
Facebook, Instagram, and our website, because stuff is happening.
Yeah, if you keep an eye on our socials and our website, and if you're on our email list, your emails as well, because stuff is happening at the store. We've had a few things get started this school holidays, like our spider room and a few other things. I'm also teaching a lot more classes, so yeah, should be great fun. This was Saturday's class. If you missed it, it was a bit of a catch-up one because we hadn't done a few for a week because of some I had youth council training and a few other things. So this is from Saturday night, and that one there's a canvas class in case any of you are interested in canvas classes. And this week we have Mum's weekly classes in the subscription group oh no, it's Scrapbooks week, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the Creative Family group and
it'll-
YouTube.
It'll be in the Creative Family group and on my mum's YouTube page, which is Wednesday 7 p.m. for scrapbooking, Thursday 7 p.m. for card making, and then on Friday, are we doing a Friday night live?
Suppose.
Yes, we are. So on Friday, we are doing a Friday night live where it'll probably be the both of us, bit of a team challenge, or one of us, you know. Well, it's definitely going to be one of us. Anyway, and yeah, it should be fun, and that's also at 7 p.m. But thank you for coming, and we shall see you throughout the week. And yeah, just keep an eye on our socials. Lots of stuff happening. So see you all throughout the week. Thank you for joining us, and thank you all for watching, especially the new members. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye.